going live on YouTube? What's wrong?
They go live on YouTube now.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
I think Zahra wants to speak. Hands up. Hands up. You can type in chat. Yes, fantastic, Layla. Welcome, Layla. I know it's your first time today, so I hope you enjoy the session.
Chef Sophie.
Yes.
When you click on the Zoom link, you don't need to put in a password, but when you put in the code, then you need to put in the password.
Right. Okay. All right. That's something we need to look up next time, because I think we're going to disable the link and just have a code. I'm just going to put the code. There you go. All right, we're just going to wait a couple of minutes like we always do to let everybody join today, because we don't like to get too fast into the cooking in case somebody misses something quite exciting. So Zainab's with us today.
Hello.
Zainab from Don't Tell Mum, or you know her from, Don't Tell Mum, which is her cupcake business, or you might know her from FEP, you might know her from the Wins Primary, or you might just know her because you know her. Has everyone got all their ingredients ready? Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a bit about the ingredients for a few minutes to give everyone time to log on. So any questions, you can pop them in the chat. Fantastic. Any questions, you can pop them in the chat below. You can also raise your hand or put it in the chat that you want to be unmuted, and we can get you unmuted if you want to say anything, because I love speaking to you all. You know that. So what I've got here is I've got my strawberries cut up nice and small. So I want you to have a look at that. So can you see they're quite small bite sizes. So if you haven't done that already, mums and dads, or you guys yourselves, mini chefs, you can prep that while we're waiting for people to join on. Okay, I'm just going to show you from even closer how small our strawberries are. So that is the size of our strawberries. Okay, nice small slices. Okay, and if you haven't prepared your strawberries, fantastic. We have some people saying mums have already done that for us. That's absolutely fine. If you haven't prepared the strawberries, you've got about 1 or 2 minutes to do that now. We will be starting session in a minute or two. Hey, Yushi and Hannah, nice to have you with us today. And I'm going to ask Coach Steve, are we okay on YouTube and on Zoom? Do you think we're ready to go? Should we wait a few minutes?
So we have people joining us on YouTube.
Can we unmute Aisha's kids? Isn't it for him?
Let me.
Aisha.
1 moment. I can.
We're just going to unmute you. Is that Ibrahim?
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Hey guys, thank you for joining us. How are you both?
We're good.
Have you got all your ingredients?
Yes.
Fantastic, brilliant. Okay, if you guys can unmute yourself, because I've got a couple of questions in the chat. We have Rahima. You asked what we've done so far. We haven't. We always wait a couple of minutes so we can. I can't see you. Oh, okay. I'm not sure why you can't see me. I think everyone. Oh, you can now. Brilliant. Yeah, Rahima, we haven't started yet. What we do is we wait a couple of minutes to let people join. Sometimes we have people joining late, so we have a little catch up, a little chat, and then we get stuck in after a couple of minutes. So the first few minutes, 5 minutes, are usually just us chatting away.
I think it's mom's name.
Yes, it is. So we're talking to Rahima's son, actually. Isa, I think his name is. I didn't get that chat. Is there anything in the chat that I missed, Coach Steve?
There is. 1 second. I was on YouTube. Let me just quickly check back on here. We have no.
No. Okay, we're good. Coach Steve, we're good to go.
We are good to go.
All right, fantastic. Welcome to Mini Chefs Live, everybody. Nice to see we've all joined nice and early. We are going to get cracking. Thank you for waiting, for those who joined us first thing. You're muted. Somebody's saying I'm muted. No, I'm not muted.
Turn the volume up on the device.
Turn your volume up on your device if you can't hear me properly. We are not muted here at Mini Chefs. Okay, we're going to start cooking, and we're going to, every time I say something, Coach C, your job. Can you put it in the chat for the kids to remember what we're doing and how much?
Yes,
right.
Sure.
So welcome to Mini Chefs. Now, the first thing is make sure your oven is on at 180 C. Salam, you are muted. Can anyone else tell me if I'm muted? Can you all hear me?
Because our board, we're not muted.
We're not muted, but one of our I can hear you. I'm sorry, Zahra. It's Zahra, you could ask your mum to have a look because we are not muted. If you're having, or switch to YouTube. Yeah, everyone else can hear us.
I can hear
A few people are saying they can't hear us.
No.
You would have to put your volume up on your phone if you can't hear us, or I can't even tell them that. So can you type it in the message in chat? We can hear you. Okay, for those guys who are not having technical difficulties, we are going to crack on. Those of them who join later, then we can catch up with them. So put your oven on for 180°C or gas mark 4. And that should be fine. I'm not going to be reading the chats, Sophie. You're going to have to keep up with them because there's lots coming through. And what I've got here is my dish.
8 inch.
Okay, so what we're using here is a
8 inch.
bit louder.
8 inch glass bowl.
Glass dish.
Dish.
So we've got 8 inch by 8 inch square. I'm sorry, it's see-through, and I'm quite. Oh, luckily I've got black on so you can see it. So 8 inch by 8 inch square dish. If you've got something similar, it's absolutely fine. Okay. What I've done with mine is I've sprayed mine with my grease spray. If you haven't already, you must line it with paper, your baking paper, or rub it down with some margarine or butter. And we're going to put that on the side. So your oven must be ready and your dish must be prepared. Now let's cracking. Let's get cracking.
Eggs.
So we've got our bowl. No, we're not doing the eggs actually. So we've got our bowl. Get your mixer bowl and pop it there. Let me know if you can't see, and I will definitely show you closer. We're trying to get the table raised. It's not happened yet, so bear with us. And to that, we are going to. Yeah, I know it's. Yeah, there you go. I hope that didn't. Can you still see us?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. To that, we are going to either use your Ikea cup, or if you have measuring cups, you can use measuring cups. Okay. So this one, measuring cup, is the same as an Ikea cup, okay? So you can use whichever you like. We're going to be using this. So into your bowl, I want you to weigh, or measure, sorry, 1 whole cup of plain flour. Now let me just teach you something before you go ahead. When we measure a whole cup of plain flour, when we put the flour in, either you're pouring it in from your bag or using a spoon into your cup, you don't push it down. It's not 1 cup, see, it's 1.5. So don't push it down because that's a different weight of flour now. We've compacted the flour. We've got more than we need. So make sure your flour is always light and not pressed with your hand. So that is 1 cup. And you can use your hand on the back of a spatula to go all the way across to get a nice, neat and smooth 1 cup. If you're using an Ikea cup, you can put that in your bowl. If you're using an Ikea cup, can you please make sure your cup is full to the very top? Full to the very top. So pop that in your bowl. And now we need an extra half. So all together, Coach Steve, if you could write it, all together 1.5 cups of plain flour. So we've put 1 in,
Not 1.
and then you want half more. So half more, okay? We've got a half measuring cup. So 1.5 cups. Did you write that in?
Yes.
Right, so we've got 1.5 cups of plain flour. Thumbs up when you've done that. I'll put it in the chat. Okay, Zayn, can you go and get me a cloth of some sort? We are going to need some tissues for this one. We're going to get our hands dirty today. So thumbs up when you've weighed or measured your 1.5 cups. Well done. We've got some done. Fantastic. Well done, Layla. We've made a bit of a mess. And remember, guys, all part of cooking is also keeping your kitchens clean for your parents and keeping your workstations clean and making sure your hands are obviously washed before you start it. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to move on to the second part now. We are going to get our sugar. So your parents would have given you your sugar. So if you could get your sugar. You okay there?
Yeah.
And into your, how much sugar do we need? Do you remember?
Made it
You made it earlier, you've got half a cup. So half a cup of sugar straight into the bowl with the flour. You can use your Ikea bowl or you can use your half a cup. We're going to use the half a cup. Just open now. Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna skip it.
Oh, everything good on YouTube?
Everything.
You guys getting it?
Yeah.
3/4? No, we need to say The ingredients say 3/4 cup of sugar, but for this first part, we're just using the 1/2 cup, and the other 1/4 cup we'll use later. So we're going to just measure 1/2 cup from what you've got out separately. So Zainab's doing that there. 1/2 cup is right there for us, okay? So we need a 1/2 cup now, and the rest, which is 1/4 cup, later.
What do I do with this? Do I,
That's fine, that will do.
Oh.
Straight into your flour. Perfect, thank you, Steve. So I know the recipe said 3/4 cup of sugar, but that's the complete sugar. But for the first part, we only want to use 1/2 cup of that sugar. So you should have, if you've measured before, a 1/4 cup left for later. Right, so now we've got our flour and our sugar. And into that, you okay, Zainab?
yeah, I'm just,
Into that, I'd like you to put 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. So Zainab, if you don't have measuring spoons, which we have, you can use a medicine spoon or a normal teaspoon. So on a medicine spoon with 2 sides, the small side is 1/2 teaspoon. I'm done it again to myself.
last time we did that, it didn't come out the spoon.
Sorry guys, I don't have a cough, but every time I do meet chefs, I get a tickly throat for talking so much. Okay, so 1/2 cup.
Yep.
Half a spoon.
Yeah.
1/2 teaspoon, sorry, of baking powder. And the last ingredient is
Salt.
how much?
Pinch.
A pinch of salt. That's it, just a pinch of salt. Let's see, did you write that in the ingredients? 1/2 teaspoon. If you type up the whole word teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and a pinch of salt. And then thumbs up when you've done that for me. And I will go ahead and have some water.
Right, coming back.
Fantastic. We've got Mariam and I believe Rogeya. Well done, Rogeya.
Thank you.
Yes, we've got Layla done. Lots of kids are done there. Well done, mini chefs. Coach Hasid is just going to pop that in the chat. So 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder as well.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah? Okay, fantastic. YouTube okay as well?
Yes.
No questions. Fantastic. Now, we're going to leave that. Actually, let's give that a mix. Dana, could you just give that a dry? We're just going to mix those dry ingredients. You can use anything you've got, your teaspoon, your tablespoon, your spatula, whatever you've got there. Just mix those up. Just mix them up.
Since I'm so used to folding everything, I can't not fold.
She wants to fold. You don't need to fold. You're just mixing those dry ingredients up. Fantastic. Put those aside. We're going to move that bowl aside now. We're going to leave it there. So, Coach Hasid, if you could just write the 4 things that went into there in one chat message. Just 1.5 cups of flour.
Oh,
And what I want you guys to do while Coach Hasid is typing up is get your butter. So we have our butter, and we have a whole stick of butter. We are not using a whole stick. I'm going to move this, you can't see. We have a whole stick of butter, which we are going to halve the butter. I want it all in one chat, see?
1.5.
See, all in one message.
I'll put it together, so it should
Yeah.
come together.
Okay, that's fine. 1/2 cup sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and a pinch of salt. So open up your butter, guys. Zainab, you want to open the butter up? That's it, well done. And what Zainab's going to do now, she's going to cut her butter in half. If you've already had your butter weighed, you don't need to cut it in half. That's it. Get your butter knife and push straight down and cut that block in half. Might be a bit tough, but you'll get there in the end. If you need help from your parents, make sure you
I'll
ask.
take the better side. The better side of butter.
Right, so we need to get another bowl, don't we? Oh no, we don't need another bowl.
So just put it on the table.
That's fine. Let's leave, put that butter piece there. We'll wrap it up afterwards. Okay, so now Zainab has cut half a butter stick. We've got half a stick there, and that she's now going to cube it. So with a butter knife, she is going to cut into strips that way, and then again into strips that way. Okay, just as best as you can. If you can't do that with the butter knife, just pull it off with your hand and get little chunks off for me. So there she goes. Bend your knife sideways and it will just come off. That's it. Well done, Zainab. You keep doing that.
Animal.
Doing good, Zainab. How's everyone doing? You don't have to type. I know you're all busy. So just cube up your butter for me. That's it. She's nearly done. Now
So
that's
how many grams of butter?
It's 125 grams of butter. That is exactly half a stick of butter. 125 grams of butter. And it can be salted butter. We use salted for this, but if it's unsalted, that's fine. Just add a bit more of your pinches of salt. Well done, 125 grams of butter. Zainab's getting there. On the last bit. If you can't cut it, you're struggling, just take little chunks off with your hands. Break it up into big chunks with your
It's
hands.
like I'm doing karate, you have to go, yeah.
She's doing Yahoo. You can do that with that, yeah. She's doing Yahoo. You're doing karate chops.
I don't know, am I?
Just be careful. I know there's butter knife, but be careful. Right, so now she has got her chunks and cubes of butter. I'm just going to show you those, the little cubes of butter. And now she is going to pop that into where?
The bowl.
Into your bowl of flour. So pop that into your dry ingredients.
Oh.
And this is when you get your hand dirty.
Oops.
So let's take out that spoon. So you want to tell everyone what you do?
So, oops. You get pieces of butter, you bring it up and you just crunch it up like that.
Crunch it up like that.
Yeah, like
Okay.
your.
So what I want you to do is put your hands in, lift up the flour and the butter, and with your hands, with your thumbs, I want you to do this movement. Can you see that? So you're rubbing and pushing the butter away in your hands, pressing and pushing, rolling it. But when it gets wet, you let go.
It feels super squishy.
It's super. Just hold on, just keep your hands there for 1 second because I need to show them. I know you're going to drip a little bit, but don't worry. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get hands in like this. We're going to get hands in like this. We're going to lift a little bit, not too much because your mother doesn't have too much mess. And we're going to roll that butter in our fingertips and press. And then let go. So we're going to do it every 2 seconds. 1, 2, drop. Again, 1, 2, and drop. And we're going round in circles with our thumb. And when we go right to the bottom, we get more flour. 1, 2, drop. And keep going and keep turning the bowl. Okay? So we're going to keep doing that. What happens is that butter will get squished up with all the flour. But we don't want it, we don't want to be squeezing our hands together like this to create a dough. We want it all crumbly like sand. So Zainab's going to keep going. And I'm going to go wash my hands. So I'll be back. So Zainab, what's it like? Can you feel like butter?
Feels like sand, but not as big.
So what do you do when you feel the wet butter? You drop
You
it,
drop it.
and then you pick up some dry flour. And do you remember we need to tell them to remember to scoop right to the bottom?
Yeah. Remember to scoop right down to the bottom. And don't get any of that custard mixed up. Like you're having cake and custard, you don't want to waste any of the custard.
Don't want to waste any of your ingredients. What are you talking about? So if you feel right to the bottom, you'll realise that there's lots of flour all by itself. So make sure you get your hands like a claw and you go right into the bowl and you lift that up and you gently start rubbing that between your fingers. 2, 1, 2, and drop. 1, 2, and drop. And keep doing that. And every time you find a bit of butter, I want you to keep rubbing that into some dry flour. That's it. And what we're making here is a crumble. So this is a nice crumble mixture. So Zainab's doing really well. Her nanny, her nan, calls her the crumble queen because she bakes lots of crumbles with her nan and she does all of that crumble making. Because you need a very soft hand to get a nice crumble. Like I said, we don't want to squish it together. We want it to be crumbly. I think we're good?
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a couple more minutes. You can go wash your hands. That's it, don't worry. Off you go. Wash your hands in warm water because it will help get the butter off. So now I can show you what I have here. I'm just going to go ahead and loosen some of those big fat bits of butter into that flour so you can see how I'm doing this. Just rolling my thumbs round onto my hands. And I can tell you're all super busy because nobody is typing in chat, and that's what I like to see.
Nope.
Any questions? No questions, right? Don't you see? They're all doing really well.
Nope.
Now, of course, there were also some questions from mums and parents at the last minute about the strawberries. Now, I do send that message out in advance, so it gives you time to kind of prep the ingredients. I know I do apologize, some days it is often one day later than it should be. but I do try and give you enough time to get those ingredients. And I urge you, try and get the correct ingredients to really enjoy these recipes and for your children to really enjoy the experience. If you don't have strawberries today, you can use another berry. Another thing that works well is fresh peaches cut up small.
Blueberries.
You can use blueberries. If you are going to use another berry, I suggest using half the weight because they tend to be more wet. You can also substitute the strawberries with some jam of your choice. You probably need about half a jam jar or quarter jam jar or Nutella or a chocolate spread.
Also, you know, it's a fact that strawberry, blackberry, any berries that you can think of with the name berries at the end of them aren't actually berries because a banana is a berry.
A banana. Oh, okay. So you'll say that again.
A banana is a berry.
Why is a banana a berry?
I don't know, but strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, appleberries, if there is such thing, they're not berries.
So all of those things are not actual real berries, but banana is an actual real berry. Apparently, guys, you need to Google that, check it out. Apparently, Dane have learned that banana is an actual berry.
Pineapple is not a pine or an apple. It's actually a berry.
Pineapple is a berry? What? Coach C, please stick to football.
Yellow.
He's probably right. He does know quite a lot about these kind of things.
Yellow is berry.
Okay, so now I have this lovely sandy mixture, and I'm sure you guys do too. So look at that, dry, crumbly, and it's not a dough. Sorry, are we squishing butter into the flour? No, we're not squishing. We are rolling. We are making a crumble. Lightly rolling your butter into your flour. You will end up with something like this. Okay, you have to lightly mix and roll and spread the butter into the dry flour until you have a nice dry crumble mix. Okay, so I'll let you guys catch up. Okay, so once you've done your crumble, we're going to pop that on the side. Yeah? Okay, good. Zainab's going to clean up the mess. We've got lots of mess here. Right, so Zainab, I'm just going to leave you with this. So once you've done that, I want you to get your egg ready, everyone. Don't crack it yet. Hopefully you've got your slotted spoon and a plate. Pop your slotted spoon on your dry plate and wait for me to wash my hands. So you've got your egg, your slotted spoon and your plate on top. If you haven't got that, don't worry, but hopefully you've got a minute to grab one. So show them what it is they have to have.
You have to have a slotted spoon, a plate, and a plastic bowl and an egg.
What's a slotted spoon?
Slotted spoon is like a rubber spoon with holes through it. You can see there's 3 holes through it. 1, 2, 3.
You can also use a metal one, as long as it has holes in it, okay?
1, 2, 3. I think this is going to end up yummy.
It's going to end up yummy.
Yeah.
All right, so thumbs up when you've washed your hands and you've got your slotted spoon on your plate and you've got your egg ready. And we'll give you a couple of minutes. Not too many minutes, we'll give you 1 minute. Fantastic. Yes, I think we're ready to go. Okay, so I've got Alina. I'm hoping that's Alina.
Yes, so do I.
Alina, raise your hand if that's Alina. We only close to one Alina.
Yeah.
But if you're another Alina, hey Alina. Oh, she is. It's Alina. Hey Alina. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to do a little demonstration of how we're going to get the yolk out of the egg. There are lots of ways of doing this, and as you get more confident, you can go ahead and crack your egg and kind of pass the yolk from one shell to the other. But because we have younger viewers as well, and we don't know who's watching, we're going to make sure we do something that everyone can do without a problem. So in previous mini chefs, we always show you guys how to crack an egg. We hold it like a soldier. So we're going to do it again. We're going to have to do this in time. So I'm not going to do it because she's going to do it, so I'm going to show you. Hold it like a soldier, face it down on the table, tap it lightly 3-4 times until you hear it crack. Then lift it up over your bowl, make a heart shape, push your thumbs in a little bit and open it like a door. So soldier, tap, 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 heart shape, and open it like a door. Now we're going to do that, but on top of your slotted spoon. So right on top of that spoon, because what that spoon is going to do, it's going to catch your egg and the yolk will sit just on top, and then we'll be able to lift it gently, and all the white will just seep through, and we'll be left with a lovely yolk.
In the white one.
But before we do that, get your flour mixture close by, because once we've done that, we're going to pop that straight onto our flour mixture. We want the yellow of the egg. No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's fine. So everyone, here we go. I'll hold that spoon for you. Crack the egg onto the slotted spoon. If you get a shell, you can pick it out. It's not a problem. Put the shell back into the bowl where you had your spoon. So this is what we have. And Zayna's going to lift it up, and she's going to show you what's going on there. Oh, we're going to lose our yolk. And when it's nearly all gone, we're going to tip that straight into our flour. Let me know how you guys got on. Thumbs up if you managed to do that. So all we needed, well, ours has got crumble on it. All we needed was yellow yolk, and we've got it in there now. Don't do anything to your bowl yet. I'll give you 1 minute to catch up. We're doing good?
My eggs fried.
Don't worry if your egg's flat. You can scoop it up with a tablespoon and then quickly just pop it in there. Just the yellow. We just want the yolk. If you get a tiny bit of white, it's okay.
Yeah, we got tiny.
And don't worry if you fail. Don't waste the egg. Just quickly try and save that yolk. Mums and dads, if you're there, you can help them out. But it's a really good technique using a slotted spoon. They just lift it up, and before the yolk goes through, because our nearly went through our spoon, right? We can quickly pop that yolk onto the flour mixture. Thumbs up when you're done, and we can move on. Do you think everyone's done?
Yeah.
I think they're busy.
Really?
Yeah, because it's so quiet.
Send a thumbs up if you're done.
One thumbs up.
We want, oh, there we go. Rukaya's done. Well done, Rukaya. Anyone else done? No, we've only got one person done right now.
My comments are
That's because she's got a teacher helping her.
Who?
Khala Mariam.
Oh,
Okay. There you go. We've got some thumbs up. We'll wait another 30 seconds. We want everyone to catch up. Done. Fantastic. Lovely, Iman. Well done. Everyone's saying they're done. Okay, another 10 seconds, and I think we're ready to move on. So get your hands in there. We're not going to put our hands in there. Right. So now what we're going to do, I want you to use a metal tablespoon for this. Okay. We're not going to be squashing the egg yolk in there. We want to keep the crumble mix. So we're going to gently fold in that yolk. It might not look like it's folding in, so don't worry about that. We're going to gently fold in the yolk until it doesn't look that wet. You'll still have some chunks of egg, so don't worry about that. But once it looks a little bit better than when you threw it in, you can tap that off. Here now, spoon, we don't want to waste any. And then back in with our fingers to gently, again, rub any of the wet ingredients into that crumble. We want it nice and crumbly. And don't forget, mums and dads, or mini chefs, you can do this. I'm going to go wash my hands. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to go wash my hands. Don't forget, everyone, if you're stuck, please type it up in the chat, or you can raise your hand, or you can ask to be unmuted, and then you can unmute yourselves and you can speak. You are all welcome to unmute yourselves and speak on Mini Chef Live. That's it. So Zaina's just crumbling that in now. But make sure you mix your egg gently with a metal spoon first. And then once it's slightly incorporated, you can go ahead and crumble that up. Are we good?
Yeah.
Remember, no squishing. We don't want to ruin that crumble. How we don't have, okay, Mariam M. Hasib, can you unmute Rukaya? It's Mariam M. We'll unmute you.
Uno momento.
Assalamu alaikum. Have you unmuted it?
I think we're playing the game. They keep unmuting.
We're playing a game. They're unmuting, you're
And
muting,
then
you're
when I
okay. If they can unmute, then Coach Hasib, wait. If you guys can unmute yourself and you can speak. Okay, we'll let them work that out.
One sec. Now, try now.
Speak. Mariam and Rukaya, can you speak?
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Oh, are you enjoying our session today?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Are you getting lots of help? Yeah, I hope you're getting lots of help.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Make sure you send me a picture afterwards, okay, of your amazing base, and we'll definitely have a look at that, okay?
Okay.
All right, we're going to carry on now. Okay, guys, so we're going to move on now, and of course, I urge you all, please send me pictures. I love seeing pictures of what you guys have baked. Okay, I get lots of regulars sending me pictures, but it would be lovely to see more people send them, because I know we have lots of other people actually baking alongside with us. So now we've got our crumble fully prepared. We're going to remove 1 cup of crumble. See, type that in the chat. Take out 1 cup of crumble. Yep. You can use your Ikea cup that we used before for the dry ingredients. You can use your measuring cup. We're going to remove 1 cup of crumble. Okay. So I have got, that's it, 1 whole cup. We're going to put that on the side, and we're also going to put, no, we're going to keep this one, sorry. We're going to put the 1 cup on the side. We don't need that right now. Okay, Zainab, you want to go ahead and get the dish. If you go ahead now and get your dish that we're going to be baking in, and bring that forward here. So we have our dish that we're going to be baking in. We also have our flat bottom glass. I need to stop using clear things because we have white kitchen. We also have a flat bottom glass. If you don't have that, don't worry, it's fine. You can use your hands. So we have our dish that is greased, and we have our flat bottom glass, and we have all of our crumble mixture. 1 cup is on the side. We're not using that. We're using the rest of it. So we're going to go ahead and pour all of our mixture into your baking dish. You can find it. And then with your spoon, just gently spread it out evenly into the bottom of your dish. There you go, like so. So it's a nice even layer. We don't want fat bits and then low bits. We want it nice and covered at the bottom of your dish. Okay, that's for later, Iman. Corn flour is for later. Don't worry about that. Okay, so we've got that crumble in there. And now what Zainab's going to do, go on, explain what you're going to do.
I'm going to use a glass and use the bottom bit of the glass, and then just, I'm going to use the bottom bit of the glass, and then I'm going to push down, not too much.
So she's using the bottom of the glass to gently push. I'm going to do it once closely, and then you can do it.
We have a question about what is corn flour for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already answered that.
Oh,
Because she
sorry.
speaks a bit slow there. You're meant to be checking the chat. We're going to use that to compact. We're going to compact, meaning squash together that crumble just to make a nice base. Okay, going to go ahead and make sure she gets those edges in. If you haven't got your glass, you can use your hands. To bowl, I think she's a bowl or baking dish. And use a flat bottom glass or your hands to pat the mixture down.
Yeah, I'm good.
Are we good? Okay. And now again, we're going to put that to the side. So we don't need this now. This is how it looks.
Flat. As a
Okay. And we're going to pop that to the side for later. Okay, we've got lots of crumble mess here. I hope you guys have got lots of mess too. All right. Now we're going to get, oh, we've already got them in a bowl, haven't we? We're going to get our strawberries. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to catch up because I can see you're all very quiet. So enjoy that. Don't worry, we're not rushing off without you. And we've had some awesome entries, haven't we, for last week's competition. You want to go and wash your face for me because they need to crumble to her whole face. Go and wash your face for me. Good girl. Right, we've got some thumbs up. Any more thumbs up there? For any of you who haven't baked live with us before, we set a food challenge every week. And whoever wins the food challenge gets announced live on the following session and they receive a prize. So we get it posted out to them or we deliver it personally. So they usually get to meet us. Yes.
Then we have a question from Zara about the strawberries.
We're doing that now.
What's the question?
It just says all of the strawberries.
Yes, we have all of our strawberries. I did say in the ingredients it's 400 grams. If you've got a little bit less, it doesn't matter. It's absolutely fine. If you're not using strawberries, this is your time to get your jar of Nutella or get your jam or get your other berries. You want roughly the same amount. So I'd say that's about 1.5 cups of strawberries. If you're using another fruit, 1 cup will be absolutely fine. Chopped up. So our strawberries are chopped up small, not teeny tiny, but small. And we're going to move on. So grab your strawberries. And to your strawberries, we are going to add a 1/4 cup of sugar. So you know we had 3/4 cups at the beginning. We've used half for the crumble. Now we're going to have a 1/4 cup of sugar. So Zainab, if you can weigh that out for me. We've got a 1/4 cup measure. I will show you on my Ikea cup. That's half. We want a 1/4. So just one down there. That much would be absolutely fine. 1/4 cup of sugar straight into your strawberries. You're going to pour it in, remember?
Oh.
What do you do today? Should we do it in here? Yeah, let's do it in here. No, let's do it in here. So then the kids that don't have the measuring cups can see roughly how much. Okay, so Mum's just going to put it in there. So we're going to weigh into this today so you guys can see. Right, so Zainab's coming around to show you. That's about a 1/4 cup. So it's about 1 inch up from the bottom of the glass. And that goes, where does that go, Zainab?
Straight into the strawberries.
Straight into your strawberries. So pop that in. Don't mix it yet. So straight into the strawberries.
It looks like snow.
Looks like snow on strawberries. Looks so pretty already. Okay. Now to that, how did you write that? 1/4 cup of sugar? So 1/4 cup of sugar. Now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of corn flour. You've got to be clear. Corn flour. That's better. So we have a tablespoon measure. If you don't, you can use your home tablespoons. That'll be fine. So we're going to add 2 tablespoons of corn flour. If you have a measuring spoon, I'm going to show them what Zainab can show you. She's going to get loads in there, and then she's going to use her finger to go right across the spoon, and then slide it off so it levels perfectly.
It looks like rubber.
That's 1 tablespoon and 2. So did we write that in there? Coach Steve, you can pop it in the chat. 2 tablespoons of corn flour. That's it.
It's not coming out. It's not coming out.
Because it's such a fine flour. And the reason why we put corn flour in there, corn flour thickens things. So it will thicken like sauces and gravies. It's this flour that when cooks, it thickens like a thicker sauce. So any liquid just gets nice and like gloopy. Whoopsie! It's nice and blooper. So it's nice and gloopy. And of course, we all know strawberries have lots of natural juices in it and waters. And what the corn flour does is what's the word? Combines into those juices, especially when it's cooking and they release lots more juice, and it stops it getting too wet, so we get a nice kind of sauce. Mine wasn't coming out either, saying haha. Yeah, corn flour is like stay together. You can do some really awesome experiments. What I want you to do after this lesson is pop a little bit of corn flour on your hand, in the middle of your hand, maybe like 1/2 teaspoon. Wet it so it becomes a paste, and with your finger rub it so it goes big, and then let go and watch it go smaller. And it's such a weird texture. Like you can move it around and then it will melt like a liquid.
It's like,
but it's solid at the same time.
It's
So
like
it's really
a
awesome.
powder rubber. It's like a rubber powder.
It's really weird. So check it out. Put 1/2 teaspoon on your hand with some water later to make a paste. Spread it out and see the things it does. It's really cool. It's
Oobleck.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to gently mix this into the strawberries. We're not going to over mix because they're going to start getting very wet. So I'm using a spatula. You can use any of your spoons that you like. And I'm going to fold that in just so it's mixed. Just so it's mixed up. We're going to fold just so it's mixed. And what you'll see is your strawberries will get this like pink, sticky sauce on the outside. And that's it. I've done about 6-7 mixing and my strawberries are mixed.
I've always wondered why it's called folding, and I've always wondered why the spoon's called a spoon. Why can't it be called a fork?
I don't know, because a fork is already taken the name of the fork. Yeah, okay, that's good to see. I thought it was someone in the chat. Right, so what do we do now? We take our base back. So get your base ready. I'll give you about 10 seconds to catch up with your folding. Don't overfold the strawberries. No folding, no more. Because what happens is the water starts getting released and then we don't want them too wet. So don't play with them too much. Fantastic. What we're going to do now, we're going to pop those strawberries onto our base mixture. If there's any liquid in your bowl, you can try and keep that in. Like we're just going to flick the last strawberries out. There's quite a lot of liquid in my bowl and I've left it there. We don't need that. And then we're going to gently, without putting your spatula in the base, we don't want to ruin the base, just with the top of the strawberries, we're just going to push them out so it's nicely covered in our dish. And then hopefully you will have enough to create a nice little even base of strawberries. There you go. Just going to carry on. Hope you guys are getting on well here. We're hoping from next week, I'm going to try and do a little bit more advanced sessions. I think you guys can manage. So we may be using something called an electric mixer. So I'm going to show you what that is. And of course, I did say we may be using it. It's not confirmed what recipe I'm going to be doing next week. But hopefully, I'm going to use what we call a hand mixer. They come with the whisks. So if you don't have one, I don't want you to go out and worry and buy yourselves one, but we're going to try and use one of these because I want to whip up some cream next week. So if you don't have one, please try and borrow one from a family or a friend or a neighbour rather than spend money. I'd really like if you didn't spend too much money on anything. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get the rest of our crumble that we had in the cup from before. What are we going to do with that, Vega?
We're going to sprinkle it on top of the strawberries.
We are. So we're going to get your hands in, don't squash it. And we are going to sprinkle all over the top of the strawberries. And when you've done that, you will still see some strawberries poking through. And that's fine. We don't need it to be completely covered. So Zainab, go ahead and make sure you cover evenly. Now, a lot of people don't know this. It's nice and simple. When you do sprinkle, when you take a pinch, don't just drop it. Roll your hands like you did when you made the crumble. That helps it spread out evenly. So Zainab, go ahead. We can do this together. So what we're going to do to make it easy, we're going to pop that back in the bowl just to make it easy, but you can do it straight from your cup. So now, nice chunks of that crumble are going to go on there. So Zainab, you can do your side, I'll do mine. If you're working in pairs, remember to give everyone and each of you a chance to do something. Teamwork is fantastic. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that are doing teamwork. That's it. Well done, Zainab. Well done, guys. I can tell from the silence how hard you're working. So I'm super impressed already. That's it. Zainab's getting left on the table. Zainab's a great baker, but she's a messy baker. The mum has to do the tidying up.
Sometimes.
Most of the time.
Also, you are allowed to unmute yourself and talk.
Yeah, if you want to unmute and you've done it and you want to say something, go ahead. Me too, Zainab. Zalra said she makes lots of mess as well. You got a friend already.
Who's that?
I think someone's unmuted.
Yeah.
Is someone there? Does someone want to speak?
We're finished.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah,
You
it sounds
finished?
like it.
You're too far. You have to wait for Big Chef, okay? I'm too slow. Well done. Well done to everyone who's finished. That's it, all done.
Oh.
Right, now we're going to show you what ours looks like. So you can see the strawberries are just peeking out, so you can just about see them. And if you've got a glass bowl like me, from the side you can see the layers. What we've got there is we have our crumble base, then we've got the strawberries, and then we've got the light crumble base on the top. So we've got 3 lovely layers. If you can't see them, don't worry, because when they're baked and you take them out, you'll be able to see them. So we're going to pop those in the oven now on 180°C, which is gas mark 4.
40 minutes?
Coach, you see?
Gas mark 4.
180°C, gas mark 4, for about 45 minutes. Oh,
What was that?
I don't know, a mic issue.
I know it was.
Was that you?
Yeah.
I thought that was my problem. So we're just going to type that in the chat. That's 45 minutes for 180 for 45 minutes. All done. Fantastic, Alina. Well done.
You know, I'm super excited because of one reason, because I really want to enjoy this yummy thing. What is it called again?
What is it called? Yeah, 45 minutes.
And because I'm really excited to tell you what the challenge is. I think it's going to be the most fun challenge.
They're not going to hear what you said. So
I think it's going to be the most fun challenge we've had.
So she's really excited about me telling you about the challenge.
Yeah.
Is it the one about making illustration of Coach C?
No, we're not making Coach C. You wish. All right, so we're going to pop this in the oven for 40 to 45 minutes. Weed it out for 45 minutes, came out great. Slightly golden on the top, and you could see the strawberry liquid bubbling on the side. So don't worry about that. That's perfect when it's done. I'm going to show you what ours looks like afterwards. So here we are. Can you see these? I don't know what Zainab's doing. So can you see these? They are fantastic. You'll be closer. No, Coach, see. So these, they do, and they are so delicious. So these are strawberry crumb bars. So they're like crumble bars. You can make them with other fruit. If you do try different ways, please just, let me know how the other fruit and other things go. Coach Steve has a question.
I don't. I am speaking on behalf of Mariam. Any good ideas with what we can do with the egg whites?
Okay, so with the leftover egg white, there's a couple of things that you can do.
Like,
You can,
we made biscuits and we use the egg whites for the real icing that we pack on top.
exactly. So if you make cookies, you can add once they're baked, you can use egg white to add to icing sugar to make your royal icing, which you can then use to pipe on your cookies. The other thing you can do, of course, is whip it up and make a little mousse and add some melted chocolate, and you'll have a lovely light chocolate mousse. And if all that is too much hassle for you, tomorrow when you have your morning egg, you can add your egg white to that, so you get double the egg white in your omelette, or of course your French toast. So there's lots of things that you can do with your egg white, so don't worry too much. Hopefully you can use it for cookie icing. That would be great. You could even use it to make icing for these. These are quite sweet already. You could use it, make your icing and drizzle it over the top. Big Chef, you're making me hungry. I hope so. I hope you're making yourself hungry because you baked these awesome cookie bars. We had these earlier.
Who's that?
Lovely. Who's
Someone
talking?
say something?
Does somebody want to speak?
Someone, hello.
No, maybe it could have been.
No, we didn't miss a step. We do not use the egg white in this recipe because the crumble gets too wet. So these can be served warm with ice cream. They can be served cold with ice cream.
Earlier we had them with pouring cream.
Yeah, so earlier these guys had it with pouring cream. They can be wrapped up and taken on for your lunch or whatever you like in foil, and they can be kept for a good few days. So enjoy those. Also, when they do come out of the oven, please make sure you let them cool because you won't be able to cut them. Now with the dish we had, which was 8 by 8, we got 9 squares. So we cut it twice that way and we cut it twice that way. But we had to cool it for about 2 hours for it to get fully cool. So please be patient, kids. I'm sure you're going to be nagging your parents. Can we have it now? Can we have it now? Leave it alone. Let it cool down or it won't solidify. You'll see the bubbly strawberries will just kind of slow down and they'll stick as it gets cooler. Okay, so do send us pictures. Okay, we're going to move on quickly to the challenge. So last week, what was the challenge?
We had to, what was the challenge? Oh yeah, you had to write a big list of cooking and baking actions.
So the challenge for last week was a list of cooking and baking actions, and the one with the longest list was the winner. So we've had some fantastic lists coming through, haven't we? We've had loads ranging from I don't know, we've had some words that even I didn't think of. So well done everyone. But our winner this week is Coach Steve, share screen.
Yeah.
And our winner this week is Azka Gold. Mashallah, well done Azka. She's age 10. And can you believe it? She got 167 action words. Wow, well done. She did absolutely amazing. So well done, Azka. If you could get your mum or your parents, please send me your address so we can get you a gift sent out to you. So congratulations, Azka. If you can unshare screen. Hello, back again. All right, guys. So next week's food challenge.
Next week's food challenge is you have to make a snowman out of ice cream.
Yeah, you got it. So next week's food challenge, you have to create a 3D snowman out of ice cream. And any extras that you put on your snowman must be edible. Okay? So we want really awesome snowmen sent out to us, pictures. Please remember to post your name and your age, and the winner will be announced next week for that competition. And remember, please try and have your hand whisks ready. So Please try and have your hand whisks ready for next week because I'm thinking we're going to do something with whipping cream. It's not confirmed, but that's the plan. So I think we're done.
Yes.
Enjoy your crumb squares. Do send me pictures and well done again as a couple winning this week's challenge. See you later, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.